Hello and thank you for visiting Worksheets and Walkthroughs.com. In this video walkthrough lesson, we're going to take a look at our fractions module once again, and this is lesson 5-1.6. Adding and subtracting fractions with like denominators in word problems. And these are the standards that are featured in this video. We'll be using this worksheet. You can go to worksheetsandwalkthroughs.com to print out a copy for yourself. You'll find it under our fraction video walkthroughs, and it's entitled Fractions Module 5-1.6, Adding and Subtracting Fractions with Like Denominators Word Problems. And we have actually two pages. Page 1, page 2, both have a word problem on them. Let's start with the first. And the directions are: solve the following fraction word problems. Show your work using the array, area, and mathematical methods. Let's take a look at the first problem. Number 1. Fuzzology had 1 cup of dog food in his food bowl. He ate 7/8 of the tasty morsels. How much did he have left in his bowl? Well, first of all, let's take a look at understanding the problem and highlight some of the key math information that we have in it. Let's go sentence by sentence. Fuzzology had 1 cup. There it is, 1 cup of dog food in his bowl. He ate, all right, so he ate 7/8. There's another bit of math information for you, of the tasty morsels. And here comes our math job. And a lot of times in word problems, your math job will be found at the end or in the last sentence, or more specifically in the question, and that's what we have going on in this one. How much did he have left in his bowl? So we're looking at how much did he have left? How much left in his bowl? And we're dealing with fractions. A lot of times, to make more sense to you and more understandable, it's a good idea to draw a picture. And we have a couple ways of doing that. We have the array method and the area model. So I'm going to start with the area model, and we'll take a look at what we have going on. We have 1 cup. So he started with 1 cup, and then he ate 7/8 of that cup. So if you're thinking that 1 whole could also be represented as, let me write this in a different color. 1 whole could be represented as 8/8 of a cup. We could write it that way. So we started off, we'll say, with 1 cup. And in our area models, we've been using rectangles lately. I mean, you could draw a circle. That would work for you as well. But let's stick with the rectangle, a rectangular area model. So we take a look at these denominators, and we can see that they are both denominators of 8. Now that we've converted 1 whole cup into eighths, we can see that our denominator is 8. So that tells you that you want to divide your fraction into 8 equal pieces. And that's the job of the denominator. So let's do that. And really, when you're looking at fractions and you want to have 8 equal parts, you can draw a quick math sketch, and here you go. It doesn't have to be exactly perfect. I mean, ideally, it should be equal parts, but like I said before, math drawings are there to help show your ideas. So now we have this whole cup, and it's divided into eighths. You start off, and Fuzzology has 8 cups, or I'm sorry, 8/8 of a cup of dog food to start with. There you go. And if you're following along with me and I'm moving a little too fast, feel free to pause the video. That's okay, and resume whenever you're ready. So now, like the clue information we had, we started with 8/8, and then Fuzzology ate 7/8 of that dog food. So what I'm going to do is go through and realize this is a subtraction problem, so we have to show that we're taking away some of these. We're going to take away 7/8 of these, so we're going to go ahead and do that. We'll try and change our color to, there we go, let's check that out. All right, we'll take out 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, 4/8, 5, 6 and 7/8. And you can see what we have remaining down there. Out of the 8 equal parts that we started with, you can see that we have 1/8 remaining. So you can see that our answer would be 1/8. If you're thinking that, good for you. So let's get that down there. This will disappear for us. 1/8. And that would be in cups. So 1/8 of a cup. So there you go. You've got your area model showing that we started off with 8/8. We took away 7/8. And that will give us a difference of 1/8. Great. So there we have the area model. And now we'll show our array. And we'll start off the same type of idea in our array. It's really helpful to use an array when you're talking about like a set or a group, and we'll just kind of represent this in eighths to show each eighth of a cup of dog food. We started off with 1 whole cup in Fuzzology's bowl. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8/8. You can see that we started off with 8/8, and we're going to have Fuzzology eat 7/8. 7/8 of that full cup. Now we're going to take away or subtract 7/8, and we'll see what we got. We'll have a similar strategy. We'll go through and we'll remove an eighth at a time. So there's a 1 out of 8, 2 out of 8, 3 out of 8, 4 out of 8. And remember, Fuzzology ate 7 out of 8, or 7/8 of a cup. There's 5, 6, 7/8. And you can see what we have remaining right there. Right there we have 1 out of 8. The original 8 that we started with, we're left with 1/8. So Fuzzology has 1/8 of a cup. There's a different way to show it. And now we will go ahead and try the mathematical method. I'm gonna divide my workspace here because I don't have the lines like you do on your worksheet. I'm gonna divide that up. All right, and now we'll go ahead and attack that mathematical method. And the reason I like to show the pictures or the area model and the array method first is really proof. It's proof. It's always a good idea to prove you know what you're talking about, and this is your proof. You've kind of shown your understanding of fractions and adding or subtracting, in this case, fractions with like denominators, that is. So once again, we will start with 1 cup, and that actually equals 8/8. And we're going to subtract 7/8 because good old Fuzzy eats 7/8 of a cup. And when you're subtracting fractions or adding fractions, they have like denominators. When we're talking about like denominators, you can see that their denominators are 8. And when they're the same, you can simply subtract the numerators. Okay, so we've got 8 minus 7 equals 1. 1/8, that is. So we've got it. And let's put it in a complete sentence. And I'm going to move this down just a little bit. And we'll see that Fuzzology see what if we answer this question. How much did he have left in his bowl? All right, let's answer that question. Let's complete our math job. Fuzzology has 1/8 of a cup of dog food in his bowl. And there you go. Woo. And there you go. All right. So then we've got, let me just fix that. And and when you're thinking about a complete answer or showing complete understanding of a fraction problem, you really should have numbers, pictures, and words to give yourself a complete answer. All right, so complete understanding. Yes, yes, we have complete understanding of this problem. All right, let's move on to the next one. Problem number 2. It goes like this. The chickadee whisperer put 3 1/5 cups of sunflower seeds and 1 3/5 cups of mixed seeds into his bird feeder. How many total cups of bird seed are in the feeder? All right, again, let's attack that as a word problem. We'll go through and look at the important math information. So we've got the chickadee whisperer, kind of story information there, put 3 1/5 cups of sunflower seeds and, oh, look at that, and, okay, that should be important, and 1 3/5 cups of mixed seeds into his bird feeder. And we have, look at that, again, we have our math job appearing in the last sentence of the word problem. It's not always the case, but it is in this case, and a lot of times it is. It's in the form of a question, and that is our math job. So what do we need to do? How many total? So we have to figure out how many total cups of bird seed are in the feeder. Okay, cups of bird seed, that would be a complete label, wouldn't it? Cups of bird feed in the feeder. All right, so let's attack this the same way. However, you're probably noticing that we have a different operation going on. And if you did, good for you. So now, we'll start off with that area model again. And oh, well, look what we have going on here. We have a whole number. How are we going to represent that? And it has a fractional part. Oh, it's a mixed number. All right, let's go ahead and do that. All right, so you might need a little more space, and you might want to draw your little rectangle, your rectangles a little smaller. But let's represent this whole number first as 3. Let me back this up a bit. So we have 3, and these are 3 holes. So there's 1 hole, 2 holes, and 3 holes. Okay, you can see those. And then we have 1/5 of a cup. So now you're probably thinking, oh, my denominator is a 5, so that means I have to show 5 equal parts, and you're right, you do. So there we go. We've got 5 equal parts, or pretty equal there. That is. So we've got to show 1/5 there. All right. So we've got 1/5. All right. So we've got, well, these original cups, the whole numbers would be. You could show them as fifths as well. So we can go ahead and do that if you want to. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, it's always good to double check your work. So you got those, and go ahead and you can draw those in. Take some time to do that, and if I'm moving too quickly for you, like I said before, pause the video if you need to. All right, so now we've got those cups, and since they're 3 whole cups, they would be, pretty much the same, or exactly the same as 5/5 plus another 5/5 plus another 5/5. It really could be considered 15/5, but anyways, it's equal to 3 whole cups of sunflower seeds there, and 1/5 of another cup. Now let's show the second amount. We have 1. Oh, look at that. We have 1 more full cup. So let's kind of show that here. We've got, use the same color scheme. We have 1 full cup. There's that 1 hole there, right there, 1. And then 3/5. 3/5 of another. Okay. I'll fix that in just a second. So we've got 3/5 of another. All right, so we've got that one whole, and then 3/5 of another. So I'm going to show fifths here. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5/5. There we go. That's good. And then we actually had how many shaded in? Let's see. Well, one whole and 3/5 of another. So there's 1/5, 2/5, 3/5. Ah, there we have it. And then, like I said before, we wanted to show this one as another whole. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll kind of divide that up into equal parts here, 5 equal parts. And then if it was another whole cup, we just shade in each section. 5/5 equaling one whole. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 whole. Ah, look at that. Let me see if I can move that. See, I can do this with my software. It's a little harder to do on your paper, but just realize that that would be 4 whole, and then we have some fifths left over. All right, so I'll put this back, and then let's count up these fifths. Well, look at that. We could really count it all up. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's our whole number part of our sum. So we've got 4 whole cups, and then 1, 2, 3, 4/5 of another. 4/5. So there you go. So 3 1/5 cups plus 1 3/5 cups equals 4 4/5 cups. So there we go, cups. And those are cups of seed, bird seed. Cups of bird seed. There we go. All right, so there's the area model. Now we're going to take a look at the array. And again, we're taking a look at 3 1/5 plus 1 3/5. So you're thinking that that denominator is telling you how many parts are in your array. You're right, there would be 5. So we've got, let's represent those whole. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And out of that, we have all of them. 5 out of 5. So there's one whole cup. That's one whole cup. Right there, you can see that. Ooh. There's one whole cup. Let's see, we'll make another. Again, your array has 5 in it. And there we go. You could draw them straight up and down too if that's easier for you to visually see. That's fine too. There's another whole cup. There's the second cup out of 3. And now we'll do another. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parts make up your whole. And there's the third whole cup. And now we have to show 1/5 of another. No problem. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're showing this as 1/5, that fractional part of the mixed number up there. There's the 1/5. Yep, and there's the 1/5. I'll just write it under there, 1/5. And now we have to add to it the mixed seeds that the chickadee whisperer put in his feeder. We've got 1 3/5. We have to show that. So we've got another full array for that one whole there. Full array, and we've got 5 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, that was a full array, so we have all 5 parts. That would be our 1, 2, 3, 4th cup. And then we have this fractional part right here, 3/5. We have to show. No problem, we can do that. It's kind of like really part of a set. We've got 3 out of 5 of those, so we'll circle 3 out of 5. And now if we count them all up, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 whole cups of sunflower seeds and mixed bird seed all mixed together in that feeder. So 4 cups plus 1/5 and then another 3/5 down here, totaling 1, 2, 3, 4/5. So we've got 4 4/5. We got the same answer. That's a good sign when you're checking your work. And there we go, cups. Put a label down there, cups of bird. Ooh, my kind of got a little funky there. Cups of bird seed. And there you have it. All right, so let's tackle the mathematical method here. We're almost done here. Now, once again, we've shown our complete understanding through our area model and our array method. Now we're going to go ahead and solve it mathematically. We can do that right over here. We've got 3 1/5. That represents the sunflower seeds that were put into the feeder. And we also have 1 3/5, representing the mixed seeds that went into the bird feeder. And we're going to add them up. It says total up here, so that's a good clue that tells us to add in this case. So we're going to do that. Let me rewrite this addition symbol. It looks a little bit too much like a multiplication symbol. Let me straighten that up. All right, so we're going to add 3 1/5 plus 1 3/5. And like I said before, when you're adding fractions with like denominators, you can simply add those numerators. So 1 plus 3 would be 4, 4/5, and add up the whole numbers. We've got some in the ones place here. We've got 3 plus 1 would be 4. And again, we've got cups of birdseed. And there you have it. We want to take that last step and put it all together in a sentence that answers the question. So let me just jump back up to that question. So we've got how many total cups of birdseed are in the feeder? All right, let's answer that in a complete sentence. We've got there are 4 4/5 cups of birdseed in the feeder. Fix that up. There it is. Okay. In the feeder. And there you have it. There's a couple of word problems as we looked at adding fractions with like denominators. Once again, thank you very much for checking out worksheets and walkthroughs.com, and we will see you again next time.